yesterday. We had a great time. Okay, let's go into our wonderful message for today. And I'm going to let you guys start the weekend. Today's it's going to be very simple. It's going to be very quick. So today we're talking about becoming the story you tell tomorrow. Let's get that on the screen. And so that's going to be our Motivation Monday tip for the day. And very simple message, very simple. Becoming the story you tell tomorrow. And here's for all artists and all creatives. All artists and all creatives. Motivation Monday, becoming the story you tell tomorrow. This is based on the Andy Warhol. Let me slide that over. Quote that says, the best thing about a picture is that it never changes, even when the people in it do. Ain't that the truth? You snap a photo, it freezes in time. That's it. It's frozen. It's there. That's it. It's not going to change. That picture is not going to change. However, even minutes after you take the picture, the people in the picture continue to change, to evolve. Like we were talking about Pope Francis, evolve. People evolve in their decision making. People evolve in their thinking. People evolve in their reasoning. People change. That's just the inevitable. People change. However, pictures don't. The artwork on your wall, when someone takes that paintbrush out or that chalk or that the etching, and they put it out and they put it on the board. Once it's done, it's done. It's not changing. All that artwork that Elise has in her house, done by many great creatives, the finished product is the finished product. You know, like as we celebrated Easter this weekend, and Jesus said, it is finished. It is finished. The work is done. The work is done. The people change, though. People always change. People are in a continual movement of change. So let's go. This week, y'all, this week, for all you creatives out there, let's embrace the timeless power of storytelling. A photograph captures a moment that remains frozen in time, even as the world around us shifts and evolves. Like those snapshots, our efforts and dreams leave a lasting impact, marking milestones, sparking emotions, and telling stories of resilience and hope. Those photographs, you taking a picture, again, grandma on the porch, auntie playing with the babies, someone taking a picture of you with your children back in the old days. Those beautiful moments, the graduation pictures. It's graduation time, y'all. It's graduation season coming up. Can you believe it? Next month, graduation season already. And every picture you take will be remembered for generations. You'll take that picture and you'll pass it down to the next person, and then they will pass it down to the next person, and so on and so on. It will be an emotion, a spark of emotion, a marking of the milestone, frozen in time. And it'll be cherished by many in the future. As it continues, as you navigate the week ahead, remember The work you do today becomes the story you tell tomorrow. Can I say that again? The work you do today becomes the story you will tell tomorrow. Focus on creating your narrative and showing up fully in each moment. Let's make this week count. Let's make this week count. So, you guys, you photographers out there, you photographers, you creatives, or you creative interviewers like Elise is venturing into her creativity in interviewing collectors, artists, we as photographers out here in these streets photographing the holiday season. We just had Easter photographs he took yesterday. We have holidays and events coming up. Freeze them and enjoy those moments. Look to freeze the moments, especially all of these valuable moments. You know, I was conflicted last week, and this is one of the inspirations of this. So last week, or no, 2 weeks ago, I was, I visit my mom at the nursing home every week. And but what I've been doing is I was always conflicted in photographing my mother in these last years of her life. And my buddy who I had the conversation with on the bench, and we were talking, about black people sitting this one out. My buddy Andy, and Andy, his mom, when she was passing, he documented her life as she was, you know, as her life was becoming more and more fleeting, and that she was now going to pass on. And he documented all of those like different moments. But I was always conflict. I said, you know what? I don't know if I want to take pictures of this moment. And but it's interesting. 2 weeks ago, I started taking pictures. I started taking pictures of my mother at the nursing home. She was eating. We were having, we just having a conversation, or a little conversation we could have, and we were talking, and I would say, "Ma, can I take a picture?" And she said, "Sure." At first, she was like, "No," but then she said, "Sure." And then I said, "Just be you. Just do what you do. I will take a picture as you just continue to live life." And so she was eating, and then she posed for a picture, and then she continued to do what she was doing. And and it was great. I went back over and I looked at those photos this week. And I was like, okay, that wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. But the great thing in having these photos is that when she's long gone, I will still have these photos. I will reminiscent. I will reminisce on these moments. I will reminisce that she can't answer she doesn't have all the answers to the questions I'm asking, or that she will forget 5 minutes after I've asked her the question. Or even if she's answered the question, she will forget that she even answered the question in 5 minutes because the dementia is progressing. But I will have the images. I will have these photos, and I will be shaping my tomorrow. How I see my mother in the future. I will preserve the photos. I will have them. And this week, when I was looking at them, because I took them last week, and I was looking at them this week, and again, that's one of the inspirations of why I wrote and put this all together for you guys. And it was the holiday weekend too. It was Easter, and I began to think about my godmother, and I began to think about all the pictures I have in boxes, which I have to go through as I begin to pack up this house. And pictures are so valuable. You know, when we take these photos, we don't realize how valuable they are until years and decades later, when you can get a glance of a loved one that is no longer with us. And so I've begun sharing, documenting my mother's journey on this last stage of her life. And I just do it. I just take my smartphone out and I just photograph, and I don't take my big camera out. I don't even use it. I just took out my smartphone. And it hasn't been, I have to say, yesterday, like I said, during the week, I looked at the photos and I was like, oh, that's not bad. That's not a bad photo. She looks good here. So anyway, I hope that encourages someone today that you becoming the story you tell tomorrow. You're going to be telling the story of some great person in your life because you took a photo, or you painted them, or you created something in their memory. So there you have it. Guys, enjoy the rest of the week. Okay. Let me just share also. Let me just stop doing this. Let me just stop sharing this screen. I think that will help you. I think it will encourage you. I see you guys have put in here. I see here. Craig says, legacy. A picture is worth 1,000 words, is said. Absolutely. Bryson says, prom season and graduation season. That's what's happening now. Yes, we will be helping. Yes, Lisa, we will be helping. I will begin to, as we roll into May, I will get more information from the high school, and we will be supporting the high school again this year. Yes. Yes. G says, we must tell the story as it is. I did my great nephew's newborn sessions in the ICU. Wow. She says, I did the same for my dad and another on their 50th anniversary, which also in the ICU. Fifi sends hearts. I see Kimmy with the hearts. I see Jazzy with the hearts. Kaz says, it really does depend on the person and the level at which they want to remember the person. At what stage you and the person are comfortable with taking them. Good to ask them to. Exactly. Kaz says, thanks for sharing the moment, Ron. Jazzy says, so truly, I did an interview with my grandmother a year before she passed. I asked her so many questions. I'm grateful for it. Yeah. We don't know the value until years have passed. Kimmy says, I love that I had the ability to give my mom as much as she needed of me before she passed. Jazzy says, got it on video. Chris Bailey's in the building. Hey, Chris, we missed you. We haven't seen you in a while. Ron, if you snapped an instant today, it is purely a reflection in the future of a bit of their past. Amen, Chris. Okay, there we have it. Let me give you some of the last things here, and then we're out of here. We're out of here again. Sign up for the email listing on my page, or just go to my website, ronlouisphotos.com. Fill that out and get on the mailing list. Also, if you are looking for an event photographer, or you know someone that is looking for an event photographer, make sure they can call me, text me, DM me. I will be glad to photograph your event. I have a big event coming up, supposedly. I'll tell you more about it at the end of the week. For next week, it's another magazine. It's another big magazine that I'll be photographing for next week. So I'll give you the details on it. And thank you, Patreon members, all our wonderful Patreon folks that support this platform. We could not do this without the Patreon folks. So if you see a Patreon person, or if you know of a Patreon person that's here, make sure you thank them, because we will not be doing this. I have to go to work. I have to do, like, I would not take the time to do this if you guys did not support it. Okay, so if you support it, we'll do it. If you stop supporting, I will stop doing it. That's just how it goes. Also, Rolling Clouds is one of our sponsors, and they are coming soon with their product, which is a cigar company. And a dear friend of mine and she and her partner are doing amazing work in putting their company together. I'm looking forward to supporting them and photographing their opening night, which is coming up this summer. And so excited about that. And last but not least, if you're looking for a photographer, photograph your world, I teach basic photography 101, and that is virtually. Okay, so there you have it. Those are my announcements. And guys, have a great week. Do something special. And look up some of these stuff that we talked about today. Look into the, I'm definitely curious. I want to make sure I get that correct with our Supreme Court Justice Marshall. And also, if you want, there's a great opportunity to learn about the Catholic Church and the conclave as they now begin to focus and zero in on finding a new pope. And the whole process about that is going to be all over the television. So let's take the opportunity to learning out of our everyday stories. And last but not least, create the stories. Become the story you tell tomorrow. Create the story you will tell tomorrow. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's our Tip Tuesday, another tip for your photography. So join us here tomorrow at 11 o'clock Eastern Time, and we'll talk shop. Okay, love you, and see you tomorrow. Hello, and thank you for joining us today. Make sure you hit the like, the subscribe, and leave a comment on this video. I would love to hear from you. Thank you again. Until I see you next time.